Radha Madhava Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Radha Madhava Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtodara Sadasri Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtodara Sadasri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavindra Ki Jai. गंतरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय समवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की ताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 1, text number 48, chapter entitled The History of Life of Ajamil. Manasaiva pure deva purvarupam vipashyati anumimamsate apurva manasa bhagavanaja. Manasaiva pure deva purvarupam vipashyati anumimamsate purvam manasa bhagavanaja. Manasaiva pure deva purvarupam vipashyati अनुमिमंसते पूर्वं मनसा भगवानज भगवानज माताजी मनसा by mind eva indeed pure in his abode or within everyone's heart like the super soul. Deva, the demigod Yamraj, Divyaditi Deva, one who is always brilliant and illuminated, is called Deva. Purva Rupam, past religious or irreligious condition. Vipashyati, completely observe. Anumamsate, he considered. Apurvam, future condition. Manasa, with his mind. Bhagavan, who is omnipotent. Aja, as good as Lord Brahma. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The omnipotent Yamaraj is as good as Lord Brahma, for while situated in his own abode or in everyone's heart like the Paramatma, he mentally observes the past activity of living entity and thus understands how the living entity will act in future lives. Purport. One should not consider Yamaraj an ordinary living beings. He is as good as Lord Brahma. He has the complete cooperation of the Supreme Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart. And therefore, by the grace of the Super Soul, he can see the past, present, and future of living beings from within. The word Anumimamsati means that he can decide in consultation with the Super Soul. Anu means following. The actual decision concerning the next life of living entities are made by the Super Soul and they are carried out by Yamaraj. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Chalakaya Chakshururmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Vayam Rupa Kada Mayham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Sya Namavam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी भानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणे। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय ददालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र भगवान की जय। मनसे एव पुरेदेव पुररूपं विपश्यति अनुम्यमं सते पूर्वं मनसा भगवान् अच। The omnipotent Yamaraj is as good as Lord Brahma, for while situated in his own abode or in everyone's heart, like the Paramatma, he mentally observes the past activity of living entity and thus understand how the living entity will act in future lives. So here, Yamadhutas are describing about Yamaraj, who is as good as Lord Brahma. Aja, Bhagavan Aja. Aja means unborn. Lord Brahma is Swayambhu. So, Yamaraj is also as good as Lord Brahma because he is given that power by the Lord. He is entrusted with majestical power. So, just like every country or every state, there is a criminal court, majestic court. So Yamaraj is so powerful that through his mind he can understand the previous life of a living entity. He is a Trikalagya, past, present, and future. Therefore, he is called addresses of Bhagavan. Any powerful living entity who is looking after universal departmental affair of the universe is called a Bhagavan. So, this one the last verse. How activity of living entity are observed or witnessed by many demigod, direction, and there are so many witnesses. And also one can understand the what about living entity activity by observing the gunas, three modes of material nature. And here in this verse, directly Yamaraj, he knows in his mind, he understands through his mind uh, what the living entity was his previous birth, and according to his activity, he knows that what kind of body a person should receive in next birth. So Yamaraj can see through his mind a person is sinful or pious. So Yamaraj's mind is very powerful. We see that not everyone's mind are on same category. When a student hear from a teacher, one student remember and another student forget. Why? Because everyone has a different mind, capacity of mind. Just like High Court judge, he has a different mind than ordinary living entity and ordinary people. So he can give the judgment. Prabhupada gave an example that one time in the court, two lawyers were arguing, and the judge was sleeping, was dozing. So that is secretary or somebody reminded him, woke him up. Sir, they are arguing. Let them argue. I have already decided the judgment. He said. So he just by seeing the case, he made a judgment. We see that Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was so expert, he would solve a case in 5 minutes soon. Within 5 minutes, he will solve the case. So he was solving so many cases in one day. Therefore, he was very much trusted by the British government. So we said how Yamaraj, through his mind, he can understand the living entity, their condition. So the Bhagavad Puran is like history of the universes, which specifically tell a story. In that history, there is a knowledge of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sometimes people say that if this Purana is just story. No, but within the story, there is a philosophy and knowledge about the Supreme Lord. And the same Purana, Bhagavad Puran, the story of Ajamila, demonstrated the philosophical truth. How the Ajamila was a kind of living entity who is about to leave his body. And therefore Yamuduta came to take him away. Yamuduta comes for every living entity. Except only highly pious and living entity or devotee of the Lord. Yamuduta comes for everyone to take them. So through the story of Ajamila, how the process of reincarnation goes on, and how the process of getting free from the cycle of birth and death goes on is given. So Ajamila was to brought before Yamaraj. And therefore, Yamaraj is addressed as Bhagavan. Because he is omnipotent. within the sphere of his activity. Within certain, in his activity, he is Bhagavan, he is as powerful as Lord. He is interested this power by the Lord. So therefore, he decides the suffering of the living entity. He sends a living entity, jivas, here, there, to give them their result of their karma. So therefore, Yamaraj is one of the demigod who assists the Lord, and under his supervision, under his cooperation, he makes a judgment and subsequently punishes the living entity. Therefore, Bhagavatam also other places said, Karmana Deva Netrena. That how everyone whose activity is supervised by the karma, supervised by the Lord and demigod, with the help of demigod. Karmana Divya Netrena. Divyadi Devya. So, Deva means demigod also. They observe the activity of the jivas, and therefore, living entity get the certain kind of body according to one karma. Therefore, Krishna fulfills everyone's desire. But also, one has to have the karma, pious activity, pious karma to get the desire fulfilled. If someone wants to become a very big leader, he has a desire. Everyone, when they fight election, everyone wants to become leader. But only one who has a karma to become a leader, that person only become a leader. So, everyone is under the supervision of the Lord and Yamaraj. Therefore, we see that Devata, demigods are very effulgent, and other people are very dull. Prabhupada said, devotees are very effulgent, but those who are not devotee, they are very dull. Although they show their smile, there is advertisement to this plastic smile, but they are not happy. So therefore, everything is going on in this material world under the supervision of the Lord. And unless one has a good karma in his account, he may desire so many things, but he may not get fulfilled. Therefore, desire and deserve. Therefore, this Bhagavad Gita, Lord said, it is difficult to understand the working of the karma. Karmana Devanetrena. Gana Karmano Gati. You see that Maharaj Narga, in the Bhagavatam, the story of Maharaj Narga, he was to attain the heavenly planet because of his pious activity. But because of slightest mistake, he was what you call? Yeah, he became lizard. So, sometimes devotee also goes to astrologer. That am I going to go to spiritual world? Astrologer may say that yes, but have you any what you call pious credit in your account, or have you some devotion to the Lord? When Jayananda Prabhu left his body, Jayananda Prabhu was very dear to Srila Prabhupada. and he left his body before Prabhupada. Then Prabhupada wrote him later, thanking him and uh, expressing gratitude. He said, you may have gone to spiritual world, or if you had any slightest material desire, you may have gone to spiritual world, heavenly planet. So, if a devotee has any little slight material desire, then he'll end up in a heavenly planet. So, when Ajamila confronted Yamaduta, he became so frightened. He remembered his son Narayan at a time of death. So, in his young age, he had performed some devotional service. Because of that, at the time of death, although he called his son name Narayan, but he remembered Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan. So it is explained that at the time of death, the whole life is shown to a person. In front of his eyes, like a flash, whole life is shown. And if he has performed devotional service, it is good. But if he has not performed devotional service, then he will only see sinful activity in his last time, the time of his death. So, even if a devotee who has left devotional service, if he has developed offensive mentality, so it will be difficult, because in the time of death, he will see that in front of his eyes. But Ajamila was not offensive. Although he forgot the Lord, but Lord never forgot him. To forget devotional service, to forget Krishna is also offensive, but he was not inimical, or he did not offend a devotee. So therefore, Lord gave him another chance. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktya pranashati. Lord says, my devotee will never perish, he will never lose. So, Lord gave him a chance. Lord inspired him within to name his son Narayan. Because he knew that his youngest son will be his strongest attachment, and he will be standing by his side at the time of death, at the side of the deathbed. And therefore, Lord inspired Ajamila to name his son Ajamila. And as a result, he always chanted his name, always calling his name Narayan. And in that process, he got purified. So Krishna gave him chance to perform shadow devotional service, some kind of shadow devotional service. But because of that, he got purified. So therefore, Prabhupada explained, in India, people have a habit to name their children after the name of the Lord. Although now it is forgotten. So this is culture. Now that culture is become forgotten. This culture is very important, because child remind of the Lord. And when we name the child after the Lord name, child may also develop some quality of the Lord. Therefore, Prabhupada used to say that Krishna conscious, in India, all people are Krishna conscious, because everyone's culture is centered around Lord's name. There are so many cities, their name is after Lord's name. That also remind there are so many roads are given in the name of the Lord. Also, you see that the prasad also remind of the Lord. Like no, say this is a Tirupati prasad. This prasad is from Vrindavan. This this Krishna's favorite sweet or favorite sak of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the culture is all encompassing. Vedic culture helped remember the Lord through the culture. Therefore, culture means that which cover everything, all aspects of life. And culture is based on philosophy. So therefore, Ajamila was saved because of this culture from hellish condition and was raised to the highest platform. Therefore, this culture in India, this culture was very prevalent in previous days. People used to chant the name of the Lord in the morning. They will chant this Vishnu Sahasranam or different name of the Lord. Even Nastic also get benefit by hearing the name of the Lord. Therefore, because of this culture, Ajamil was saved. When you speak of culture, there is a music, drama, dance. They occupy the mind of everyone. Therefore, the purpose of Krishna consciousness movement is to give people a chance to remember the Lord through the culture. Krishna is in the heart of every living entity. He knows the past, present, and future of every living entity, and knowing that he inspired Ajamila to name his son Narayan, and therefore, the time of death, Ajamila remembered his son Narayan. He called his son Narayan and remembered Supreme Lord. So, what is special about Ajamila chanting? Speciality is that he chanted with deep feeling and helpless condition. With great desperation, he chanted the name of the Lord. So therefore, we have to chant in the mood of Ajamil. Just like when Draupadi was, she was, the Kauravas tried to strip her naked. Therefore, Prabhupada explained that like Dushasana is like material nature. And today's, through economics, through political management, through we are trying to protect ourselves through economic, through politics, through different arrangement, protect ourselves from old age, disease, and death. And Dusyasana is compared to material nature. And Sadi is compared to our whole life. And material nature is ripping up our life, taking away our life. And as Draupadi, she thought that I'm trying my best, I'm trying my hardest, but I cannot protect myself. Only Krishna can protect. So therefore, only Krishna can protect ourselves if we take his shelter. Therefore, Ajamila chanted with such feeling. Although he chanted with offenseless chanting, but he did not chant with love. Therefore, he was not qualified to enter to the spiritual world. He was given a second chance, like a extension, visa extension. So therefore, when he was saved from Yamadutas, he left everything and went to Haridwar. And there he absorbed himself in chanting the name of the Lord, taking full shelter of the Lord. And then the same Vishnu Dutta came who saved him previously, and they took him to the spiritual world. So in this verse, we see that how Yamaraj is so powerful. Through his mind, he can understand the activity of living entity, and with the direction of the Lord, with cooperation of the Lord, he punishes living entity and then give them different body according to their karma. And therefore, although Ajamil, he performed so many sinful activity, but he was given second chance, given chance by the Lord, because Lord never forget his devotee. And therefore, he inspired Ajamila to give him his son's name Narayan, and that because of that, chanting again and again chanting the name of his son at the time of death, he remembered Lord Narayan, and he was saved from going to hell. And then after that chance, he took full shelter of the Lord and perfected his life. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. पाँच मिनट है.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. प्रभु जी, आपने क्लास में बताया कि अजामिल ने कोई अपराध नहीं किया था किसी से. सो हम प्रभु जी देखते हैं कि उन्होंने अपने माता पिता, अपनी जो वाइफ है, उनको उन्होंने बाहर भगा दिया. तो वो भी एक ब्राह्मण थे. एक्चुअली ब्राह्मण को ऐसा करना तो एक वो अपराध के उसमें नहीं देख सकते.
जैसे मैं बताया कि भक्ति छोड़ना भी अपराध है, लेकिन ही वाज नॉट इनिमिकल टू द लॉर्ड और हिज डिवोटी. He was just carried away by the sense gratification. So that was not a serious offense. He was not criticizing or blaspheming the Lord or his devotee. Yeah.
So, you told Prabhuji that Yamraj is like a Brahma, and Yamraj also know like past, present, future of the person. So he also seeing the Ajamala case, Ajamala daily chanting the Narayana name, calling his son. So why in this case Yamraj have done the mistake and sent the Yamdutas? Even he know that is a future of the Ajamala that he go to back to Godhead. So why in this case he have done the mistake?
Why is this?
He have done the mistake. He sent Yamdutas to capture the Ajamala.
He did not made the mistake. His servant has made the mistake. Right? Also, one point I wanted to say that how spiritual master, sometimes devotee asks that, is my spiritual master knows about me? Yes, by the mercy of the Lord, spiritual master knows about every disciple as much as required. Who is disciple? So your question about Yamaraj is, otherwise this pastime would not happen. Then we could have not done. There are so many places in scripture. Then you can raise the question about Krishna's pastime also. But to teach us the performance of pastime. Like you see Krishna's pastime also. Krishna also knows everything. Then how he pretend he does not know anything? It's for our teaching, to teach us. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hey Krishna. Namamishwaram Satchitanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam. Namamishwaram Satchitanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam. Namamishwaram Satchitanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam.
Satchitanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam.
Yashoda Viyolukala
Yashoda Viyolukala
Yashoda Viyolukala
Yashoda Viyolukala
Paramrishtamatyantatadrutya gopya
Paramrishtamatyanto drutta gopya
Namamishwaram Satchitanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam.
Namamishwaram Satchitanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam.
Rudantamuhurnetra yugmamrujantram karambaja yugmena satakanetram.
Rudantam muhurnitra yugmamrijantam karambuja yugmena satankanetram.
Muhuswasakam patirekakakanta
Muhushwasakam patrirekhankakantha
Stitagravadamodara bhaktipada
Stitagrevam damodaram bhaktipadam.
Namamishwaram Satchitanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam.
Namamishwaram Satchitanandarupam लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्
इति द्रक्ष्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषनिमज्जन्तमाख्यापयन्तम्
इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तमाख्यापयन्तम्
तदीयेषु तद्गेषु भक्तजितत्वम्
तदीयेषु भक्तैर्जितत्वम्
तदीयेषु तद्गेषु भक्तजितत्वम्
तदीयेषु भक्तैर्जितत्वम्
पुनः प्रेमतस्त्वं शतवृत्ति वन्दे शतवृत्ति वन्दे नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानमीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षं वदिं वा न च निवृणेऽहं वरेशदपि मोक्षं वदिं वा न च निवृणेऽहं वरेशदपि इदं देवपूर्णत गोपालबालम् सदा मे मनश्च विरस्त किमन्ये मनश्च विरस्त किमन्ये नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् इदं ते मुखं भोजम् आत्यन्तनीले वृतं कुन्तले स्निग्ध रक्तस्य गोप्या अत्यन्तनीले वृतं कुन्तले स्निग्ध रक्तस्य गोप्या मुहुचुम्बितं बिम्बरक्तधरमे मनसा विरास्तम् अलम लक्ष्यलाभे नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् नमो देवदामोदर अनंत विष्णु प्रसिद्ध प्रभो दुःख जलादिमग्नम् अनंत विष्णु प्रसिद्ध प्रभो दुःख जलाब्धिमग्नम् कृपा दृष्टि वृष्टति दीनवतानो ग्रहणे समामज्ञ यदि अक्षिदृश्यामज्ञ यदि अक्षिदृश्या नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानमीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपम् गोकुले व्रजमानम् कुबेरात्मजो बद्ध मूर्तैव यद्वत् त्वया मोचितो भक्ति भाजकृतो च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स कामे प्रयाच न मोक्ष ग्रहो मेस्ति दामोदरे नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानं नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानं नमस्ते तुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायत विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमस्ते स्तुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायत विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकाय त्वदीय प्रियाय नमो राधिकाय त्वदीय प्रियाय नमो अनंत लीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमो अनंत लीलाय देवाय तुभ्यं नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानं नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानं यशोदाभियोलुकलाधवमानम् यशोदाभियोलुकलाधवमानं परमेष्टमात्यान्तधृत्य गोप्यागमत् हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe
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 Jaya Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radhe
Jaya Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radhe
Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Sri Radhe
Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe
Radha Damodar Bhagavan ki
Jai.
Damodar Ashtakam ki
Jai.
To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge and bliss, whose sharp-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokul, who, due to the offense breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing. He is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her, who ran after him with greater speed. To that Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisances. Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he is crying and rubbing his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearl around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines like a conch shell, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not with rope but with his mother's pure love, offer my humble obeisances. By such childhood pastime as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokul in the pools of ecstasy, and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majesty and opulence that is only conquered by devotee whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conception of awe and reverence. With great love, I again offer my obeisances to Lord Damodar hundreds and hundreds of times. O Lord, although you are able to give all kind of benediction, I do not pray to you for the boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon which may be obtained by executing 9 processes of bhakti. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bal Gopal in Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart. For what is the use to me of any other boon beside this? O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair, tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yashoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are of no use to me. O Supreme Lord, O Supreme Godhead, offer my obeisances unto you. O Damodar, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me. By showering your glance of mercy upon me, deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrow and become visible to my eyes. O Lord Damodar, just as the two sons of Kuvera, Manigriv and Manala Kuvera, were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotee by you in your form as baby tied with rope to a wooden grinding mortar. In the same way, please give to me your own Prema Bhakti. I only long for this and have no desire for any kind of liberation. O Lord Damodar, I first of all offer my obeisances to you, to the brilliantly effulgent rope which bind your belly. I then offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani and offer all obeisances to you, the Supreme Lord who display unlimited pastime. Sri Damodar Ashtakam ki jai.